Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're back after a little break. It's Geek Syndicate episode 284. We're bringing the sass back to geekdom. I am Monts, and with me, as always, is...
Wonder Woman.
No, I wish it was Wonder Woman.
Oh, the world is waiting for me. And the wonder I possess. With my great glasses and my sassy hat. My name is Nuge, and I'm the best. Do you know what? I just made all that up on the spot.
No, I'm impressed. But unfortunately, what that's done is because my favourite line in that whole theme tune is it? Fighting for our rights in your satin tights. We're so glad you're on us. So now I've got a mental picture of you in satin tights, and I don't really need that.
Yeah, I knew that line was coming, so I thought I'd kind of wind it down a little bit earlier.
Yeah. Thanks, I appreciate that. It didn't help. But,
sorry, man. You know, sorry. I tried. That's the important thing, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, boss. But yes, we're back.
Sorry, I need to go and wash my mouth out, my mind out with soap because it's just horrible what you've done to it.
All right, well, you could do that in half an hour when we're done, man.
All right, we're back. And we're flapping free. Let me tell you a story, and it's all about me. So,
what the
I don't know.
So we are back. We've been away for
life, man, life.
Yeah, for as we would say back in the day, we've been away for time. You know what I mean? Just if it will help, just think that we've been away in the fortress of solitude, honing our skills to come back.
You will give the people of Earth an ideal to strive towards. In time, you will help them accomplish wonders.
I've been honing like a something.
You know what I mean? The original OGs are back in the house, and we ain't playing.
We've been honing, bro.
Yeah,
honing.
I say that probably next week we'll end up not recorded.
Yeah. Anyway, here we are, and basically we're just gonna talk about. So basically, we got a whole heap of stuff to catch up on. Whole heap of stuff to catch up on. So that's what we're gonna do. Do you know what? There's so much I don't even know where to start.
So how about we start?
Go on. You said you had a bit of news.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna jump to like a piece of news, and then we're gonna jump to week that was. So let's hit the news.
Ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourselves for a piece of news.
Boom. Okay, piece of news. Shut up, man.
You're Wonder Nuge.
Are you finished?
That's it, man. Wonder Nuge. I can see it. Oh man, no, I'll take it all back, man. The costume's gonna work. You need to get that out there.
No one needs.
You need to make a little teaser trailer for Wonder Nuge.
So long as I have a different costume, that's not like
no.
Okay. Oh, easy, No. Here's your outfit. Wear it.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah.
I'm actually gonna buy you the costume and make you wear it to the next convention.
You can buy the
costume we're hosting a panel at.
Right.
Sorry, folks. You carry on. I'm just amusing myself.
Right. We're doing panels at Birmingham, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how long I've got to get it.
Right. Can I now do my piece of news?
Yeah, go on. Piece of news.
Right. Okay. I'll just get straight into it. Luther's coming back, people.
I haven't finished season 3.
For anyone who isn't Dave, Luther's coming back, people.
I better get on that then.
You gotta get on it, man. So this will be season 5.
What?
Yeah.
Oh dear.
You're behind, man. Like way behind. This is going to be a 4-part story. And the creator, Neil Cross, has said that he and Elba decided there was a great deal of unfinished business for the character to tackle in a new batch of episodes.
Is it going to be a bit lighter in tone? That'd be nice.
You have watched Luther, right?
Yeah. I just think the guy I think the guy deserves a bit of a break, man. I just feel, I was like, how do you carry on? It's just constant. Every time stuff happens, it's just hard.
Yeah,
how do you carry on?
Nothing ever ends well for him, does it?
No.
But it's such a terrific show, you know.
It is so well written.
It's so well written. I personally would love to see them bring back Alice.
Oh, absolutely.
Who I still think is one of the best sort of villainesses in sort of modern TV. I thought she was... Their relationship had a whole kind of Holmes, Moriarty, Batman, Joker. It was just brilliant, you know what I mean? So
absolutely.
At the same time, there's another part of me that kind of wouldn't want to see it go back, because actually I think what they did was brilliant. They used her really well and then done. You know, if you want to see her, go back and watch those early episodes, you know what I mean? Which I do occasionally go back and watch the first series just for her and you know, just for their relationship in it. So yeah, so Luther's coming back. I'm not sure when we can expect it, other than the fact that it's just been announced. So that's my news. Oh, and The Mummy has crashed at the box office, apparently.
Yeah, I saw that. That doesn't look good at all.
You know what's weird, right? Is it's not weird at all. I really like the look of it.
I did too.
And I've read some comments where people have said, well, I went to see it, I thought it was all right. Says
okay.
Joe Bloggs. Says Joe Bloggs from Southampton. Yeah, I thought it was all right, man.
I hear you, Joe Bloggs.
Yeah. But it's been critically panned. And do you know what? I think one of the problems is this whole idea of everything now has got to be a shared universe. It's like you can't set up a movie. You can't do a one-off movie now. It's got to be like, yeah, it's going to be all connected and whatever. And I think
people wanting it to be connected to what?
Oh, you've not heard this then? So the Mummy is supposed to be the first film in what they're calling the Dark Universe. Have you not heard this?
No.
And basically what it is Universal Studios had all... You know that Universal Studios were known for their monster movies, so like Frankenstein and Dracula and The Mummy and all that. Wolfman, Invisible Man. So basically what they're doing now is they're creating this universe of all these characters. So there's like... I think you've got like Johnny Depp's going to be like the Invisible Man and the bad guy from Skyfall. I can't remember his... Are
they eventually going to be doing like a League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, like monster team up or something?
I don't know if there's going to be a team up, but they're all going to have their own like movies and stuff. So there's going to be like Frankenstein, Invisible Man, Wolfman, and there's like a little screenshot, like a car shot of them all looking cool and stuff. And the problem is because of the success of Marvel's Cinematic Universe, everyone now is trying to recapture that.
Yeah.
Because I even read something the other day where they're trying to do it with Ghostbusters as well, and it has different franchises of Ghostbusters set up around the world and all this sort of stuff, and it's all interconnected. And that's all great and lovely, but you don't always have to do that. And I think one of the problems with The Mummy that people are saying is it's kind of like, because this was the first one and they were using this to sort of spearhead everything else, they're trying to shove in a lot of world building.
Okay.
And I think when you look at what Marvel did, Marvel kind of lucked
They wrote a good movie and then built the world around it rather than built the world and shoved the movie into it.
Yeah, exactly. Also as well, the reason that Marvel built a cinematic universe was because they had a comic universe in which
that already
existed. So they had all the characters they needed. They had all the stories they needed. Do you know what I mean? It was just a case of just bringing that to the big screen in a clever way. So all of those films that they brought out, there's normally, even if they're not a straight adaptation, there's some sort of link to a comic. Do you know what I mean? Because I think one of the Iron Man ones was kind of linked to The Extremists, which was Warren Ellis, wasn't it? I think he did that.
Yeah.
You know, and all of them kind of tie back to some issues or whatever. But a lot of these other films that are trying to do the same, they haven't got that. So they're creating this stuff in a vacuum. And it would make more sense to just
as you were speaking, I was thinking that it's a distraction, actually. Yeah. And the best thing you could do is establish something worth watching. And then, well, you're kind of counting your chickens before they're hatched kind of thing.
Exactly. Because the simple fact is, when we had that first cutscene that everyone talks about, end credit scene, where you got Nick Fury comes in He says, I want to talk to you about the Avengers and the shit event. Everyone loses their shit. At no point when we saw that cutscene did you think they would be able to do an Avengers film.
No.
You know what I'm saying? You just thought it was just a cool little Easter egg. You thought, yeah, that's cool, man. That's cool. You know, and then obviously it's almost like they sat around the office going, do you know what? We could do this, you know. We got the comics. We could do this. Where now it just feels a little bit like, it just feels very movies by committee. Well, that worked for Marvel, so we need to do the same thing.
I know. Yeah, it's always a mistake.
And that always just puts... I would have rather them...
But the problem is the committee never realises it's their fault.
No,
You know?
no. Anywho,
well,
that was my two bits of news.
If it crosses my desk, I'm still going to watch it. So
yeah, likewise, man. You know what I mean? Tom Cruise chipping. I'm going to chip
But also, it was like, what was that? What's it called of Mars?
John Carter.
Which was awesome. And that was
Yeah,
critically panned, and everyone was like, "Oh dear, it doesn't sound it. It never made money." But you watch it, I was like, "What is wrong with this movie?" There's nothing wrong with this movie. It's so much fun.
Yeah. I like you say, I was still planning to watch it. You know what I mean? So, anywho, there are my bit of news, which turned into 2 bits of news.
Okay, well, I'm going to start off with a comic I read.
Do you not want to do what we normally do, where we would actually introduce the next segment, Dave?
So, what I'm going to do now is introduce the next segment, Dave.
Right.
So, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Week That Was.
Yeah.
I went into smooth voice there. Week That Was.
You may call me Velvet Thunder.
Ooh. That's a pulp hero if ever I heard one.
Obviously, 9-9 inspired.
Of course, just got it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Still loving the 9-9.
Yeah, likewise.
So I read a comic called I Am a Hero.
Okay.
It's from Dark Horse, and they're reprinting a manga called I'm a Hero, and it's billed as like it's set in Japan, and it's billed as a zombie story.
Right.
And I thought I do like my zombie stuff. I can't help it. I'm sorry. They may be a bit passé, but I'll still take that. Someone goes, "Oh, it's a zombie story." Oh, okay. So it's about a manga artist, quite funnily enough. But this guy ain't right. He's not right. So like he'd be sitting at work and he'd be chatting away, and his colleague would go, "Seriously, do I need to ask you again? Can you stop talking to yourself out loud?" So he's always doing that, and then sometimes there's this little guy around, and it's about a quarter of the way through you realise this little guy doesn't exist. He's just in the main guy's head.
Oh, okay.
And there's a bit where the main guy's having this huge rant at his girlfriend. He's shouting at her and he's arguing at her, and this little guy is just under the table, and he just looks up from under the table and goes, "You realise you didn't say any of that out loud." So you get caught up in this guy's life, and you're literally about halfway through, and you suddenly go, "I thought this was meant to be a zombie movie. There's no zombies. There's no nothing. It's just a slice of life story about this guy." And every now and again, someone go, "Oh, what happened to so-and-so? Oh, he's got a bad cold. He hasn't been in for days. Can't get hold of him on the phone." That's it. Done. On the news, what happened to the regular newsreader? Apparently they're ill. That's it. And you just get these little things happening, and the only reference to zombies is that, "Oh, someone's got a cold. I haven't seen him for a few days." For literally half the comic. Yeah. And then it just suddenly builds up until it all kicks off. And and he's just kind of dealing with his own mental health problems. He's a member of a shooting club, so he just happens to have a gun, a rifle. But by the end of it, he still hasn't used it because he's still trying to work out what the hell's going on. And it's just, I thought it was amazing because I literally forgot I was reading a zombie comic and got totally involved in this slice of life comic. And it was only every now and again little things reminded me of what I was in, and then towards the end it proper kicks off. And these zombies, they're the fast ones.
Oh no, man!
And worse than that, they talk.
What?
They say the last things that are on their mind when they bit the dust.
You forget that.
So there's a bit where there's an old lady running after, and the thing is, they don't just go zombie, like look a little human, but they're going, they're proper, like veins are up, eyes are bulging, heads broken off at one side, and they're just running. And they're proper Japanese horror messed up zombies, yeah. And there's one bit where he's being chased by this old lady who owns the building his girlfriend's in, and she's just going, rent money, while she's chasing him, trying to eat his brains. I'm just like, this would be an awesome movie, man. It would be. So I'm really looking forward to the second volume.
Right.
Took me not what I was expecting at all. And am I going to say better for it? I don't know if it's better for it. It's just really interesting. I've never read anything like that before, so I'm all over that. I'm a hero.
Okay, that's Dark Horse, isn't it?
Dark Horse, yeah.
Okay.
Dark Horse manga.
To keep things moving rather than talk about comics. Although, actually, I want to give a quick shout out to a comic I did read, which was called Aldous Spark, Meddler in History and Other Unsavoury Affairs.
Nice.
Volume 1.
Who's that
and basically, it's...
Is that an indie?
It's an indie comic. But do you remember a comic we talked about way back in the day called Rum Row?
Yeah.
It's the same creator, Andrew Maxwell.
Nice.
So it's written by Andrew and Pete Mariani, and art is by Mauricio Alvarez, and coloured by Derek Dow, and lettered by Bernardo Bryce. That's a cool name.
It is.
And basically, the blurb is: Aldous Spark, famous illusionist by day, master spy and treasure hunter by night. Born with dwarfism, Aldous possesses a razor-sharp wit and staggering intellect. He's equal parts Harry Houdini and Nikola Tesla. Together with his apprentice Isaiah, Aldous travels the globe as an agent of the Black Moth Society, an underground collective of anarchists waging a secret war against the institutions of power in an effort to undermine authority and empower the common man. Now, for $2.49, you'd buy that, wouldn't you?
I was practically saluting, man.
So quickly, because I want to sort of get, it's a kind of like, it's action. It's obviously it's pulp, sort of with steampunk thrown in. Kind of reminds me a bit of, there's a show that I quite loved, which is called Da Vinci's Demons.
Yeah.
It's got that sort of vibe with a little bit of Indiana Jones kind of thrown in, and the art is lovely. The art's fantastic in it. Cracking story, moves at a nice pace. Really, really enjoyed it. And it's well worth the read. This was a Kickstarter. They obviously made the Kickstart and then brought it out. So this is volume 1. I think they're working on volume 2 at the moment. One more interesting thing that I will say about this: his sidekick Isaiah looks vaguely familiar.
Go on. What does Isaiah look like?
He looks like me.
I knew you were gonna say that. Is he based on you?
I don't know. Andrew's being quite cagey about it, so I don't know. But I kind of looked at it and I was like, "That looks." I'm not even being up my own arse once. I was just looking at it, going, "That looks like me." He's got glasses and he's even got like a sort of flat cap. Do you know what I mean? I was like, I'll let you have a look and you decide for yourself.
All right.
So yeah, so that's Aldous Spark. So yeah, well worth checking out. But what I really wanted to talk about is a cartoon. It's because of what you said about I'm a Hero that it was something you wasn't expecting. Someone had told me to check out a cartoon called Trollhunters.
Okay.
Have you heard of this? It's on Netflix and it's done by Guillermo del Toro. I could say his name wrong. You know, the dude who did the Hellboy films.
What's it called again?
Trollhunters.
Okay.
And basically it's this idea of there's another world, a world of trolls and stuff, and every generation they have a protector, they have a troll hunter, and the cartoon starts with the current troll hunter and this massive fight against their enemy, and he gets defeated and a new troll hunter gets picked, and this time around it's 15-year-old James Jim Lake Jr.
Unlucky.
And basically he gets this, it's a mystical amulet, and then you say these words, and I think it's by the is it by the honor of Merlin or by the power of Merlin, daylight is mine to command. It's something like that, and then he basically changes into a troll hunter, so he gets like a suit of armor and like a magic sword or whatever, and all sounds pretty standard, do you know what I mean? But let me tell you once, hooked. It was 26 episodes. Done. Already rinsed them.
Seriously?
Yeah. The guy who does the voice of James is Anton Yelchin, the late Anton Yelchin.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So it was made before he died?
Yeah, it was made before he died, yes.
Well,
he did
obviously.
He did a lot of the voice work and stuff.
I'm just looking at it now. Kelsey Grammer in there.
Oh, mate, let me tell you.
Ron Perlman.
Yeah.
Wow.
So Kelsey Grammer does the voice of Blinky, who's his mentor. So he's kind of almost like the kind of Yoda / Obi-Wan.
Tom Hiddleston and James Purefoy.
Yeah. I didn't know James Purefoy was in it. Who was he doing?
Oh,
okay.
Kanjigada Courageous.
That, I think, is the... I think he's the one who was the troll hunter before Jim.
Yeah, that's what it says.
So you know the one I said in the fight at the beginning.
Yeah,
that's Kanjigar. Oh, I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna go after having never listened to that now. It was brilliant, Mons, brilliant, and actually there was some epic stuff going on in there.
It's won 5 Daytime Emmy Awards, 3 Annie Awards. It's been nominated for more. Wow, okay.
You got to get on it, man. And the good thing is as well, do you know what I mean? Obviously, it being a cartoon, it's like 20 minutes. You know what I mean?
I've been watching Glitter Force.
Okay.
Yes, it's a girl thing.
Right.
It's just Lana's discovered Glitter Force.
Right. Okay.
Among many other things.
Right.
that distress me.
But yeah, get on it, get a liner on it.
No, you know what? I was just thinking, yeah, that's the way.
Because I guess slightly because his mate Toby is like a fat kid, and they kind of do play up that a bit sometimes, which gets a little bit annoying for me. But he comes good. He comes good in the best way possible. Yeah. And to be fair, he does have some cracking lines in it. No. So it's a brilliant show. Can't wait for season 2. Technically, it's actually 2 seasons in one because he'd sort of said that really it was kind of 13 episodes, and they've obviously had a whole batch of them, so they put them all out in one go. And it very much feels when you watch it like you've watched 2 seasons worth. There's a definite end point to the first batch of episodes. So yeah, get on that.
Cool. On it.
Do we want to talk Wonder Woman before we wrap up?
Yeah, let's talk Wonder Woman. So, we've both seen it.
Yes.
Where to start, man? All right, I'll start.
What we need to start by is saying whether or not we're going to spoil it or not.
No spoilers this time.
Okay, no spoilers, people.
So we'll just do a brief no spoiler review.
Okay.
So I'm going to come out and say, because I rang you after I'd seen it and said, mate, after the first 20 minutes, you could go home happy. You could leave the cinema and go home happy after the first 20 minutes. And that was based for me on just a scene on Themyscira with the Amazons.
Yeah.
Watching them train was awesome. And then they get into a proper battle. And my God, these women are amazing. But the choreography, man, it wasn't just a great fight to watch. It was a clever fight to watch.
Yeah.
They have obviously trained for centuries, well, which they have, and their moves were just perfect.
Well, we had this conversation, and when I saw, because obviously you rang me, told me that, and then I promptly went and saw it the next day. And what I took away from that battle scene as well was the fact that the moves weren't just thrown into, because a lot of times we see action sequences and people doing like cool moves, 2 guns, or whatever, and you just think, you just accept it as a cool move, but when you actually sit and think about it, you just think, really? Why would you do that? Whereas in this sequence, and I don't want to spoil anything, in this sequence, some of the things they do, you're like, when you come away and you think about it, you go, that's a move, because it looks cool, but it's clever as well. And you can almost see that they've been practicing that on a day in, day out basis.
Well, best way, I literally want to go and see it again, partly because I want to rewatch those moves and watch how they put them together and how it all works.
Yeah.
Plus the fact that the general of the Amazon army was Princess Buttercup from The Princess Bride.
She's also she's the other main character in House of Cards.
Yeah, that don't mean nothing to me, man. She was Princess Buttercup.
All right.
She was Princess Buttercup. That's what I'm saying.
He's up, man. He's up.
Princess Buttercup. And she's just bad. It just made me think of, I know it's been 25 years, but just made me think of that difference with Sarah Connor between the first Terminator movie and the second Terminator movie.
Oh, right.
And I was like, I haven't watched House of Cards. I haven't watched much with Robin Wright in it.
Okay.
At all. So essentially, the last time I saw her, she was Princess Buttercup. And now she just badass Amazon General. Proper badass. I was like, come on, that was just awesome.
And there's a great, it's a mild spoiler, but there's a great sort of speech Diana gives later on where she's having a go at a British general and effectively saying, do you know what I mean? What are you doing sitting there when you should be out? You know what I mean? Where I come from, you know what I mean? The general's out there with their troops, not sitting behind a desk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What I liked was it reminded me of that scene because when they come riding out, my girl was out front
and center.
There was none of that kind of like I'm up on a hill somewhere going sending the flank. She was out and she had a massive grin on her face.
Yeah.
Check it. She was like, this is what they're born for. You know what I'm saying? This is what they live for. Is battle. And that first 20 minutes, if you didn't get that sense there, come out because you're in the wrong film.
You know what I mean? You know, and I've seen a couple of people comment negatively about the film.
Right.
And part of my thing is, you know, if you don't like it, I absolutely respect your right to not like it. But I have to call BS on some of people's reasons for not liking it. And I was like, what's
some of the reasons?
The one was that, it's just like every other superhero movie, always ends in a big fight. I'm like, it's a superhero movie. Why are you going to see a superhero movie if you don't want it to end in a big fight? That's how superheroes is based on a character that fights. As was Superman, as was Batman, as is every Marvel movie. All these characters do is fight. Doctor Strange was great because it was a bit different. It was a magical fight. It was still a fight. Do you know what I mean? Like, why are you going to see superheroes? Stop going to see superhero movies.
But also, that's like saying, like, you know, it's just another romantic movie where they kiss at the end. Well, it's a romantic movie. What did you expect to happen?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Shocker.
Yeah, I don't get it. I'm going to call BS on that. Sorry.
What did they want it to do? End with her sitting in the library flicking through some books?
You know what I mean?
Or her going toe-to-toe with, like, the main villain. I don't want to say the main villain is. Going toe-to-toe with the main villain, like, over a game of Scrabble. Oh, you got me there.
Or you know, getting involved in an epic 7-day tea ceremony.
Yeah. Come on.
I was just like, come on, please. I loved the music.
Soundtrack was phenomenal.
And Wonder Woman had her theme from Batman vs Superman.
Mm-hmm.
And they managed to integrate it into the music in such a way that it was seamless. And it was like every time that little riff came on, you kind of felt yourself going, okay, buckle up.
I think what they did with it, it was almost like they turned it down. So it felt like it was never like full. There's only one moment where it was kind of, I would say, full on. But they've definitely reworked it slightly so it flows in. The actual score that they had, which is quite anthemic, the score, do you know what I mean? And it made you look out for it then. So when it did kick in fully, you were like, yeah, it's on now. And let me tell you, Germans got hurt. You know in them films where they say, you know, no horses or animals were harmed in this film, they should start this film by saying a lot of German soldiers get injured, killed, maimed in this film. Because people got hurt, man.
I enjoyed the plot. Someone pointed something out to me, which was about its feminist message being slightly compromised by something, but I'm going to save that until we do our spoiler review.
Okay. I thought the messages that came out, I thought were done really well because
absolutely.
Sometimes when these sorts of you're trying to put these messages out, feminism, equality, even stuff in there was to do with racism was in there and stuff like that, was weaved into the story, so you never felt like it.
But you know what? They didn't go full metal cliche.
No.
So there was things where a lesser writer would have just made it so obvious. Whereas this, they left certain things unsaid and just showed you rather than told you.
Yeah, I think that the best thing I could say about that film was so much of it was show and not tell. And there were so many opportunities for them to tell, and I think that would have taken a lot away from the film. I thought the film was brilliant. I absolutely loved it. I would have given it 10 out of 10, and by that I mean that I had a couple of issues with it, but that was more like a question, like, but wouldn't that mean that? Rather than I had a problem with performances or the flow of it or the music. Do you know what I mean?
I'm gonna come out and say this, is that I still found myself thinking he just don't look like you could hold a battle axe. Body wise,
personally, I have to disagree.
Body wise, she still didn't look like an Amazon to me, but I let it go because I think performance wise and attitude wise and everything, she nailed it. She absolutely nailed it.
For me, when she was kicking off on people, that thought didn't even enter my head. Didn't even enter my head because I just saw people getting hurt once. Do you know what I mean?
No, but also, I think a lot of that is that is what am I saying? That is a real plus mark for the choreography. Because the choreography, again, it was clever. It was fighting that made sense. And it was choreography that worked in such a way that you bought it.
Yeah. No, I thought it was... I thought as a superhero film, I thought it was one of my favourites because it really... Because my problem with some of the...
I've seen a lot of people say, well, it was as good as the worst Marvel movies.
Nah, that's nonsense.
Oh, sorry.
For me, I mean, and people might disagree, and that's fine. But for me, that's nonsense.
Yeah, I can't countenance that.
Because I think we have to be careful with some of these modern sort of superhero films, because I think when I go back in the day and I think about why I liked the first Superman movie so much, it's because when I left that movie, I wanted to do better by people. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I wanted to defy gravity and fly and lift things, but at the core, I'm like, I want to do good. I want to help people like Superman did that, And it was just...
Yeah, but that's the problem, B. Everyone's jaded now. So when you come out with a positive message like that, people are like, oh, it's so cliched.
Yeah, and I think, you're right. And I think, but the thing is, that is what, for me, a good superhero film should give me.
Likewise.
It should give me a desire to do good. It should give me a desire to be better. Not just a desire to just go out there and beat a man up. Just a desire to do better and be better and make the world a better place. And that does sound cliche, even saying it. But that's what I want for them films. That was why I loved the first Captain America film. And that's why I love the Captain America character in the films, even though I haven't really checked for the character in the comics. But in the films, I like him because he makes me want to do better. And
what I loved about the way Gal Gadot played it was this was her mix of ferociousness and naivety.
Yeah.
And just learning about the world and being fascinated by the world outside Paradise Island. And it was just, I just hats off to her. I thought she killed it, man.
It was a fish out of water story. Way in a similar vein to 4, but I think they did it much better than the way 4 did it.
Yeah.
And I don't even want to get into that whole I don't even like getting into that whole comparing films and all that sort of stuff. But I just thought her journey was really good, and you just wanted to kind of embody her belief system by the end of that film. You know what I mean? And I thought it was brilliant. And I just think to say that, it's as good as the worst Marvel films. Come off it, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? Come off it. Come on, man. Come better than that. You know what I mean? So no, yeah, I thought it was.
What they had? So it was the first one I've seen. They had a Justice League trailer when I went to see it.
Oh yeah.
I watched that trailer. I went, that looks good. I just thought, I'm up for that.
I just think because I've seen the trailer a couple of times now, and I really like to look at it. And as I said, I just think that we all, I put myself in this, have become jaded. I think we've been, we're the kids that have had too many sweets, and now it's like, I don't want any more cola cubes. I've had too many now. We've become jaded and we've become a bit spoilt because, I'm sorry, if they'd brought out that Justice League trailer when I was 12 years old and I'd seen that, I'd have lost my shit. Yeah,
I was about to say those very words.
Whereas now you go and see it and people are going, well, I thought it'd be a bit funnier. I'm not sure if the special effects on the Flash scene were a bit lame. I was just like, wow, just, And this whole kind of like, I went in there and I watched it like I was 11 years old. That, again, doesn't happen. You're not 11 anymore. You can tap into that to a certain extent, but there's too much water under the bridge now. Too many things to compare it to now. Too many Batman films to compare to. Too many Superman films to compare to. Too many superhero films to compare to. So you can't just go in and go, wow, that looks like that could be good. It's just comparison after comparison. I think it's kind of sad. I feel kind of sad about that. I never thought we'd get to that stage. Because I never thought we'd have what we've got now, which is this golden age of geekdom that some people are kind of starting to kind of sour for me with just the constant barrage of negativity against it.
I know, every step. Just like some people just want to see the world burn.
Yeah. And that used to be me, but hey.
Now you just want to see me burn.
Yep. No, that's never changed, buddy.
It's good to have some consistency in life. Yeah. All right, so we're done. When should we do a full-on spoiler review? Give it a couple of weeks.
Yeah, give it a couple of weeks.
Yeah. So we've got a whole heap of other things to talk about.
But in the meantime, actually, what we'll do is we'll do a special Wonder Woman.
Spoiler. Yeah,
no, I've got it. We'll do a special Wonder Woman retrospective, and maybe we'll get on some
Wonder Woman.
Else. Yeah, maybe we'll get Wonder Woman on, and we can have a proper retrospective look. So, in preparation for that, if you guys and girls have got any comments on the film, what you think, questions, thoughts, themes, drop us an email, and then we can bring it all in. Maybe have a bit of a roundtable sesh.
Yeah. So, the score. geeksyndicate.co.uk to check out the website. Email us at thegeeks@geeksyndicate.co.uk. Hit us up on Twitter. Let us know what you think of our reviews and everything we've said. Tell us if you hate what we've said or if you love what we've said. Check us out on Pinterest. Check us out on Instagram. Where else can you check us out? Check out YouTube. We haven't made one in a while, but go back. Watch the old YouTube videos because we're beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah. Thanks, James.
Yeah. Anything add, Barry?
Yes. So on Patreon now, I've just put up the first Patreon reward for if you've donated $3 or more, which is a little note from Nuge Vinaigrette, and there's going to be more of those coming. And look out for anyone who has subscribed to Patreon at any level. We are going to be doing digital Geek Syndicate ID cards. Thanks, Ant. So I'm going to be putting up that reward this week as well. So if you're interested, get on board and contribute to Patreon, because we're going to be trying to do more rewards. And, at some stage, Dave and I will start doing videos again. We just need to get our acts together.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
So, Till then, Geek Syndicate, we out.
We out.